Imagine if an SJW got a hold of this stream right now. Oh my, we would be blacklisted.
We're canceled. We're canceled every which way.
Of course, yeah. If Kenobi's a jumbled mess like that, a lot of fans are. It's not going to be good.
The guy with the guy in the cloak with the hood. You know,
I'm getting a lot of people. A lot of people are really mad about that, man. Welcome everybody back to another late night. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, my heterosexual life partner. There he is, Ma Frisman. How you doing, brother?
Good evening. I'm good. Thanks for having me, as always.
I had to bring you in for this because, you know, usually I don't know. Sometimes we run a Friday, sometimes we run a Saturday. There was just a big announcement that came out of Disney today, and I couldn't help myself because A, look, it was something to talk about, but B, this is kind of you've been waiting for this moment. You've been saying, F Bob cheapskate. I'm so mad about Bob and the way he's doing everything. And now we wind up finally at the arrival that we're getting the announcement that they are literally handing slips to people. They're laying people off. They are doing what large companies do when they're losing money, and they're pruning the branches. That's what's going on here. We got an article from, well, we got multiple sources that basically brought this article out. But since then, updated 5 hours ago, we finally got one from CNBC. So nobody can, disavow this anymore. The memo came out on Friday from Bob Chapek's desk, but now we finally have CNBC talking about this stuff. The bottom line is they're doing the great cleansing over there at Disney. They're doing a cleansing. And I'm interested to hear what you have to say, my friend.
Well, for me, like we were talking about before we came on, right? You know, I worked for a big company. It's not as big as Disney. Who's as big as Disney, right?
Yeah.
So when I see this kind of thing, I'm like we all go through this, right? But the big difference is Disney doesn't usually go through this, right? Because while everything else is happening, you know, ebbs and flows in the economy and politics and all the rest of it, it's like Disney is at the top of the top, right?
And this is very public, right? That's the thing. This is very public, and this was leaked. Now, this is a memo that went to Disney employees' desks, but somebody grabbed it, and the first thing they did is they photocopied it. I'm aging myself right now. They photocopied it, and they faxed it everywhere. They just faxed it to everybody.
This is exactly where I was going, right? It's like as someone, you know, I'm 40 plus, right? As someone who's been with Disney since the very beginning, you would never expect to see anything related to a Disney downturn advertised in the public forum. But welcome to 2022, right? Where this
is the age of information, dude.
Yes. And for me, it's kind of like, well, the stock's in the shitter, right? Okay. Right. And there's reasons why the stock's in the shitter. And now here we go. Right. The hiring freeze, the travel freeze, the staff realignment is what every big company does.
Yeah.
Firstly, when the stock isn't doing well, to try and hedge. Right. And for me, it's kind of like, well, you know, what part of it's not doing well? We should really decompose it.
And that's the question, right? Because they don't outline anywhere exactly what's going on. They have a very cryptic and interesting under headline to the headline that basically says that CEO Bob Chapek is going to be essentially heading off this reconciliation team. Bob's heading it off along with the chief financial officer. And then a general consul, and I don't remember his name, and I already forgot it, but his name's like, I don't know. He's really good at money, and he's got a big axe. That's who that guy is. He's a general consultant for this reacquisition of funds inside Disney. And honestly, the amount of legal jargon that he put in that memo that went out makes you really understand how bad it is. It's, if you've ever seen Office Space, when the two guys show up and they said, essentially we're looking
The
for
Bobs.
people that are very important to the
They're the
company.
Bobs, right? Weren't they the Bobs? The Bobs?
Yes, the Bobs. We have the Bobs coming into Disney, and what they're doing is they are trimming the fat. And so they're going to find the people on the ends who are like, what do you do? I color the coattails of somebody's something in, an animated show. And they're cutting it off. When you get a company as big as Disney, the bottom line is you wind up with positions that don't mean anything, and you have people who ride those positions until their death. And if they're lucky enough, they write out their entire career, and then they say, I worked for 18 years at Lucasfilm. Well, what did you do? Not a fucking thing. And I hope that's what gets cut. But Risman, you have a very different idea. You're thinking that what does get cut is something far more essential, and you think it's the parks.
Well, it's interesting to me, right? Because I think if we looked back, they just did their earnings report, right? And if it wasn't for the parks, and
Right.
what I call the pandemic bubble, right, of folks who are now finally able to come back to the parks, right, and the fact that they kind of hide the cruises into the Disney does parks and cruises together as the parks revenue, right? And so for them, they killed it, right? The parks revenue and some of the rest of it really did do well, right? Some of the what isn't doing so great, it seems, is Disney Plus and some of the movies they put out and some of the other more mainstream entertainment that folks are consuming that doesn't require traveling to a theme park. Because again,
Yeah.
it's it it's you can look at the numbers. Again, the theme parks are killing it, but I think it's artificial, right? It's
Well, I think a part of that, I mean, we have to remember what's the big X factor, right? COVID is a big X factor when it comes to what's going on with Disney and their profits. So they made a shift and an adjustment for what they could make money off of. And they said, COVID's big. What are we going to do? We're going to do Disney Plus. We're going to still get money from people who are in their homes, right? I mean, and hey, look, they did make a good shift and they did start to make money. But the bottom line is, and something that Disney doesn't like, is that when you make a production on Disney Plus, you put an inherent cap on the amount of revenue that you can make. Because the bottom line is some people don't want to pay for a streaming service. If you create a big budget movie like a Star Wars movie, the cap on what you can make is nigh on unlimited, right? You never know how big an opening weekend is going to be. But when you release a project on Disney Plus, you do have kind of a cap on how many subscribers you have. That's just a bottom line, is there's a portion of your audience that maybe doesn't have an Xbox and knows how to subscribe to Disney Plus, or doesn't have a smart TV, and blah blah blah. There are multiple reasons why you may not get the audience that you might get in a theatrical release. And so I think it's very interesting when they say we're going to take a very good look at our content creation and marketing budget, right? My argument was, and I spoke to somebody about this, my argument was, well, why are you looking at the advertising budget if you're not making movies to advertise? But obviously that's very centric to Star Wars. So they're not making movies.
I'm with you, right? It isn't so much. So if we abstract ourselves for a second from whether they're advertising for Star Wars movies or not, right? Are they producing Disney Plus content that creates new subscribers?
Right.
Right. And I think overridingly we're starting to see the answer to that being no.
Dude, I don't think Andor brought anybody new in. Nobody was pumped on
As much
Andor.
as I love Andor, as much as I just sat through Wakanda Forever for 2
You
hours
watched it?
41 minutes.
People are
Like,
not happy with that movie.
and the whole time I was sitting there watching it as it was preaching to me and doing the things that they were doing in that movie, I thought to myself, I've I personally felt much more satisfied watching the 10 episodes of Andor from my house, right?
Yeah,
Than I
well, you're
did
white. So
going.
why don't you just check your privilege? Stop. Check your privilege.
Yes, yes, I did take up a seat. I took up a ticket. But what I'm saying is,
Don't do that.
for me, it always comes down to who's writing it? What is the story? Who's acting in it? What's the dialogue? How do these things resonate with me as the consumer? And does it cause me, if I wasn't already subscribed, to become a subscriber? Right? And they're not doing a great job with all of the above.
So apparently, it's not only plaguing Star Wars, it's going on with Marvel as well. But we'll go into that really quick. I want to say what's up to the chat. Hello, everybody. I'm doing everything I can in my power to try to interact with the chat more. Philip Hawkins, what's going on? Obviously, Matt Risman is here. Valientes, what's going on, brother? Bill, always good to see you. Kay, how are you? Oh, legendary Tron, my brother. It is good to see you. What are you doing up, man? It's your bedtime. Devil Actual is in here. The man himself, Luke Skywalker, is here. Darcipio's in here. Alcatraz used to have great tours. I slept in Alcatraz. I was a Boy Scout. I actually slept in Alcatraz as a Boy Scout. And I'm telling you, right now, that place is haunted as you could possibly imagine a place to be haunted. Like, it is effing scary. I think I was 13 when I slept in Alcatraz. And I slept in the prison cell of Machine Gun Kelly. You ever heard of him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly. I slept in his cell. The actual Machine Gun Kelly, not the white rapper kid. F that guy. No. Scar Man, what's going on? I can't call you that. Darth Arlena is here.
Why did you
Jester's Dark Empress?
Like Jester's Dark Empress.
Yeah, no, I like Darth Arlena as Darth Arlena is Darth
Arlena.
Arlena. Yeah, Darth Arlena is always going to be Darth Arlena. Felicity is in here. The subscriber number was the great distractor. As the sub numbers increased, the show should have been able to attract more viewers, but that didn't happen.
You have to excuse Felicity. She's a huge Bob Chapek fan. She is the biggest Bob Chapek fan I've met, so you have to excuse her.
Felicity is a big Pop Chapek fan.
Bob Chapek.
He's a Pop Chapek, but
very big.
I don't know that that's true. I don't think that's true at all, actually, to be honest with you.
She's gonna kill me for that. I just saw in the chat.
Don't worry, we're gonna get there.
She's gonna kill me for that. Yes, I know.
Donna Hergenrether is here. Yeah, hello, Donna. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Tim's Talk, as always, my buddy. How you doing? Andor is misunderstood, not bringing anyone in. And BP2 is decent. What's BP2?
Black Panther 2.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't see the movie. After everything that came out, honestly, on social media, I'm just like, I don't think I want to watch this.
I know you well enough to say, as much as I don't usually like to say what I do or don't think other folks would feel about it, I know you well enough to say you will not like the movie.
It's because I'm a toxic white male, huh? That's why I'm not gonna like it.
One of many reasons, yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Jedi Hush. Hello, welcome to the chat. Good to see you here. Andrew says, hey, we got to get you back on Evil Ewok. I was supposed to be there last night, and I was a bad friend to Alex. I actually feel really bad about this. He was like, hey, you're going to make it there Thursday, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be there. And then I completely forgot, and I did a solo stream, and I feel like the worst person in the world. So we yelled at each other over text last night for a hot minute, but I will be back on Evil Ewoks next week. Promise. I promise.
What is Evil Ewoks? What is it?
You know AD Edits?
Oh, I didn't realize that was still going. Is it still going?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do a stream. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, Alex and Zach and their channel actually. So Zach is kind of doing the ADHD,
Mm.
which is a really hard channel to find. By the way, it turns out if you type in AD_HD on YouTube, there's a lot of medical videos and not a whole lot of Star Wars videos. So
We get it. Makes sense. Makes
yeah,
sense.
they picked a tough
So what
channel
have they,
name
have
with
they,
that,
have they
but
been reviewing Andor? What have they been doing? Do you know?
yeah, I mean it's Cat LaSalle, Alex and Zach. They're all talking about
All
Bad
right. Well, then
Batch
let's get
and
the. We should put the in. Well, we put the info sometime. Yeah. Okay.
they have so many subscribers. Are you kidding me?
Well, some people here might like me. They
They've
may not
got,
know.
dude, like Alex has one of those like the silver like play buttons behind him.
Oh,
He
nice. Yeah.
doesn't need me to promote him.
Big shit.
You
Big
know what I
shit.
mean? Yeah, big time shit. Big
Mm,
shit. Fat shit.
okay. Very
Do
nice.
you hear that? You're a big shit, Alex. Do you hear that? You're a big shit.
Oh my gracious. Keep going.
Honestly, he's one of my best friends. I love the man. And if you want to see some of the best Star Wars edits in the world, go to AD Edits and watch some of their stuff. It will make you cry. Brian W., it's good to see you, buddy. Lance Mala, I don't know that I know you, but it is so good to see you. Welcome to
Good
the
to see you,
channel.
Lance. Thanks for being here. Oh, Felicity. Felicity's weighing in on Black Panther too. Okay. Yeah.
I don't feel like she has the right to talk about Black Panther
No.
2. She may be a black woman, but I don't know if she has the right to talk about this. Wakanda Forever was just okay. Not spectacular, not horrible. Feige has a lot of splaining to do. She screwed that pooch.
It
I
should have
can't
been.
speak on it. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know.
So I on Felicity's point, it should have been amazing, right? They had every opportunity to knock it out of the park.
Like the sequels.
And I came out of the movie feeling preached to. And you know me, I'm the movie guy, right? I'm like, I'm there, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm all about this. And I came out of it and I'm kind of like, I don't feel I don't I didn't feel good leaving the movie. And it had nothing to do with they were very respectful to Boseman and the fact that T'Challa was no longer with us. So I can't disrespect the way they treated that part of it. But the rest of what they did, I I I'm very conflicted. I'm very conflicted about the movie.
I haven't seen the movie. I'm not a Marvel channel. And to be honest with you, I actually don't really care about the movie. The only thing I care about is just to make sure that Chadwick Boseman, who's an absolute effing stud, was respected. So if he was, then I'm happy.
100%.
That's good.
100% respected. They 100%. I'm not going to, for folks that want to see the movie, I'm not going to go into huge details about what I did or didn't feel or why I feel conflicted about it. But one thing I will say definitively, I feel like they did a good job with that. The
Good.
rest of the movie, it's your mileage may vary.
Well, figure it out, but this ain't a Marvel channel.
Okay, keep going, dude. Bring it back. Bring me back. Bring it back. Let's go. I was just reacting to Felicity's comment.
It's like herding cats sometimes.
Mm.
Okay, so really what I want to dive into is exactly what the F does this mean for Star Wars moving forward? Now we know to a degree, Star Wars has kind of been like the redheaded stepchild of Disney. Marvel's got the money, right? And they know they got the money. They're putting the movies out. They're putting out the Disney Plus shows one after the other. Like it must be at least a 4-to-1 ratio when it comes to Marvel and Star Wars, what they're putting out as a company. And do you agree, Risman? Is that like, I mean, there's got to be
honestly,
four
think,
Marvel shows to one Disney show, right? Or I'm sorry, one Star Wars show.
I think this announcement means absolutely nothing to our Marvel or Star Wars content, to tell you the truth. I think that this what they're talking about here, unfortunately, is all around everything else. Because whether it's the Star Wars content they're doing or the Marvel content they're doing,
we're getting there.
It's a cash cow for them, right? What they're talking about here is again impacting the frontline associates. impacting those people that make the magic on the front lines,
So
right?
you're talking about Disney cast members.
What they're gonna do, like every other big company does, is they're gonna cut to the bone the behind the scenes back office personnel. That's why we hear them talking about
And retain
travel,
all the people that I want to see gone from the company.
because those are the folks ultimately that make the company the money. Unfortunately, right?
Emotional damage.
This is not a play that's going to impact production of, again, for me, I think, whether it's the movies or TVs or TV shows or any of the rest of it, right? This is they're trimming associates, right? They're trimming
the people that need the money.
Yeah.
Angry. That makes me angry.
That's the way I'm with you, but that's the way any big company does these sorts of things. Right. And so the bigger problem is, why do we think that will make the stock go up? Right. Because ultimately, I know, I'm sorry. Right. But why do we, again, they think, well, okay, we can trim some, expenses in the balance sheet and blah, blah. And if you look at what the CFO said, she said, well, we're going to reinvest back in our annual pass holders, and we're going to hedge our bets on, on some of the ticket prices and other things. They know where their bread is buttered, right? And it's just a shame, right? This is Chapek's MO, right? He's like, the parks will always exist, right? The front, we can do. People are going to still come, but he's still very invested in Disney Plus, right? He's still very invested in those things that are going on.
Do you think to the detriment of the parks? Like, he's going so full hard into Disney Plus that he's willing to sacrifice the parks to pump up Disney Plus.
The thing about the parks is people are always going to go to the Disney parks.
Always. Yeah.
Always. And they know that, right? And they can capitalize on the fact that, all other things being equal, people are there, right? So they're like, well, we can trim some, employees there, and the rest of it. He proved that over the pandemic without exception.
Yeah.
Right. So for me,
they survived.
Yeah. And so for me, it's like, well, this is just a big corporation trying to trim the fat. And when they see that, they're like, well, we'll trim the lower levels first, and always. Let's see what happens.
I kind of want like a French Revolution. So I'm sure you know what the French Revolution was, but essentially the people tore the highbrow from the buildings, put their head on a really funny falling blade for a minute, and did it in the public square and cut their heads off. I almost feel like Disney needs that. You know what I mean? Maybe not as grotesque. I'm not saying we should drag anybody out into a square and cut their head off, but I'm saying in a metaphorical sense, maybe that's what this needs. Maybe that's the shift that the pop culture space needs, is something fresh. We need a restart. We need something else. We need different minds in it. But the problem is that where they are mining the new minds from is an area that has been cultivated by the people who are already in the business, right? And so you always have, call it a 20 to 30 year gap where people had their minds made up. They make it up into the big times. And then you have the youngins, and the youngins are like, well, we have to do it like the big guys, because if we don't do it like the big guys, we're not going to be successful. And so you have kind of this very, very slow rotation of people who are able to work in Hollywood. And believe you me, when you make it into that little circle in Hollywood, if you don't act the same, talk the same, look the same, you're not going to make it in. And so I think there needs to be that shift. And I feel like we might be right on the top of the bubble of that pop, that shift.
You know why it is, and this is a hugely morbid thing for me to say, right? But those folks are old now. I mean, I'm old, but they're ancient.
Which folks though? Because you'll remember in Hollywood, not so long ago, it was ruled by, and we're not going to make this a political stream, but I'm just saying, not that long ago, Hollywood was ruled by a predominantly Republican base.
I'm not even talking about the political mindset, right? I'm just talking about these folks are in their 70s. The folks that you just were referring to, right? They're in their 70s, right? And some of them are approaching their 80s, right? So as that turns over, I think, and as we, I read a lot of articles, and I've been reading a lot of articles about Andor specifically. And Tony Gilroy is a great example of one of these folks, right, who's been around for more than a minute. He's not a young folk, he's not an old folk, but he's kind of in the middle. And they've been asking him, they're like, how is it different for you as a movie guy making a television show that's for streaming, and how does that all work? And he was like, as Tony Gilroy always does, if you ever read any of his interviews, he's like, I think he actually said, nobody knows what the fuck is going on. He's like, nobody knows what this is all about. He's like, this is so new. People say they know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. He's like, so I approach it as, I want to make a good show. He's like, I know how to write a good show. I know how to recruit actors for a good show. So I'm putting together a good show.
Well, and that is for sure. But he's like, look at what we've gotten from Forrest Whitaker and Skarsgård, like some of the best acting I think I've ever seen in Star Wars.
But his point in this one of these interviews, which I found fascinating, was he's like, nobody understands streaming. He's like, I think he said something like, anyone who tells you that they understand the streaming mindset and the landscape is a liar. I wish I could find that article because I'm sure he said it. And he's like, so when I approach,
it's new.
Yeah. So he's like, when I approach what I'm doing, he's like, I just want to put content out there that I would enjoy, right? And what I think other folks would like, right? And for me, I think if Disney could do more of that mindset, whether you like Andor or not, whether you like Tony Gilroy or not, put it to the side. Just that mindset, that thought process of, hey, I've got my Rolodex of folks, right? I know how to produce content.
This was not geared, and as much as many of us who, hardcore Star Wars fans like to claim it and say it's made for us. I think Tony made it for him. He's like, this is the story I want to tell, which is fucking awesome. Excuse my French, because there are a lot of people who make a story saying, God, the people that we need to reach are going to love this. How the fuck do you know who it is that you're supposed to reach when you write a show? And that is the folly of so much of modern pop culture, is catering to a modern audience. And I can't tell you how many times I've said this. Whenever somebody writes a story that says it's been adapted to a modern audience, you have immediately fucking killed your show. Immediately.
He was like, and this is the great thing, right? He's like, listen, he's like, I had this story, right? I had these characters. He said, and I did my thing, and he said, and he's not on social media. So he's like, I've lurked and I've watched.
No, he goes on Twitter incognito.
Yeah, he's like, and I've watched folks, and he said the thing that's made him the most happy is people are discussing the content. What does it mean to them? How does it influence what's going on now? What do they think about it? What is the point of all these things? And he's like, I feel like I've done what I wanted to do. And he's like, and I'm going to continue to do that. But in regards to the whole streaming and how does it work and all the rest of it, he's like, nobody fucking knows. Right? We just in that interview, he was like, we've lost sight of the point, right? The point is make great content that's acted well, that has a story that's thought out, that has the production value that people would enjoy watching, and the rest of it works itself out.
All right, we need to get the chat a little more involved here because they're commenting on what we're saying, but they're not putting out their opinions. I mean, look, here's the bottom line: we're here for you. I don't sit in my chair in front of my computer on Friday at 9 o'clock for no reason. I'm interested to hear what you guys think. So I don't know if any of you guys have read the article, how you feel about Disney making some big old cuts. I'm also interested to hear what you guys think about what this could mean for Star Wars. I mean, do you think this is going to affect Disney Plus? Is this going to affect the movies that are essentially at this point non-existent, right? I mean, have we gotten any concrete news about Star Wars movies that we can believe at all? I haven't seen anything that I'm willing to put any stock into, not to mention make a video about.
Whether we know what the movie is or not, I personally still feel like we will have a Star Wars movie in December of 2025.
Yeah.
Right. What that movie is, who's writing it, what's the content, how does it make us feel? I don't know any of that. But I do think our first opportunity, I've been saying this for a minute, it's not new, right? But I think our first opportunity to have a movie is December 2025. So between now and then, what we have to focus on is the Disney Plus content and how does that make us feel?
I saw a very interesting point. Actually, it was in Discord, and then thank God he did this and put it back in the live stream. Disney won't sell Lucasfilm. They'll vault it first. I have a big there is no fucking way that Disney vaults Star Wars. There's just no way. You don't pay as much money as you did for an IP like that, not milk it for everything that it's worth, which is what they've been doing. There is no way that they vault Lucasfilm and just shut it down. And they're like, we'll bring it back up whenever it comes around.
They've already made the money back, right? If you want to just look at the return on investment, they've already made the money back. The billions of dollars they spent on it, they've already made it back. Right? They made it back whether we like those movies or not. They made the money back on the sequel trilogy, right? Just because we all schlepped out and saw them. Right. So there is absolutely no reason for them to sell it at this point. It's not a losing proposition. They've already made their money back. And since
I don't think it's that one-sided, right? It's not that. It's just not that one-sided. It's not like, oh, it's a plus or minus, which obviously to a bean counter it's gonna be. But I don't think that you can buy that and break even, right?
They haven't broken.
You can't just vault it.
They've exceeded.
All right, so give me the numbers on 789. What was the total actual profit of that? I'm not saying what did the movies make. I'm saying total profit on those.
What was the sale, right? The sale was what, 4 billion?
4. Yeah.
And so on the sequels, they've made more than 4 billion.
Gross or take home?
Yeah, absolutely. They have made their money back. As much as Darth Scipio says no, right? They made their money back on the sequels. Okay. Fine. That was easy, right? That was easy money.
So
right?
do you think that warrants a vaulting until they bring it back out 10 years from now? Like, no, I don't believe that.
I would never say they would vault it, right? But all I'm saying is I think there has been that mentality for a minute now that says they're just preying on the fact that people will come out to see the Star Wars name, right? But again, and not even mentioning what they made on Rogue One and what they made on Solo. Solo lost money, sure, right? But in regards to the return on the investment of what they spent on the franchise, They still made money.
That's
I
all
hate
important, right?
to say it, but it's true.
God damn it. I hate having you on stream sometimes.
But that doesn't mean they should be lazy, right? That doesn't mean they shouldn't put out premium content, right? But when you think of it from the business perspective, that's kind of why I feel like they've been a little bit sloppy.
Gross, first off. Secondly, handle this. I'll be right back.
Oh no. Here I am. Hello. All right, who hates me? Who hates me? All right, Valientes, good to see you. Darth Scipio also. Felicity, I can't highlight it. I agree with you, Felicity. Just because they broke even doesn't make it successful. Who stops making movies when they are supposedly successful? Only an idiot like KK, unless they weren't as successful as they thought. I totally get it. I totally get it, right? I feel like they're like, well, we got it now, and then the sequels didn't work out, and then they all turtled up, right? And we've still been in that phenomenon from a theatrical experience. And I feel like for me, it's inexcusable, right? Okay, it didn't work out. Well, try again. Keep going, right? Don't give up on it. And then they say, oh, I almost said lie, right? Then they were like, no, we're gonna invest in Disney Plus, right? And The Mandalorian, for what it is, that was a hedge, right? And they hedged their bets with The Mandalorian, and then Grogu helped them make that a success, right? And I'm kind of like, it feels in a lot of ways, it feels very cheap, right? It feels to me like they cheaped out on it, right? And Star Wars is a premium product. But if we think about those products that we pay money for, right? Star Wars should not be a cheap product. It's a premium product. And I feel like they cheaped it out a bit, especially with Grogu. Oh, you came back at the right time before I lost the audience.
You said Grogu. I couldn't help myself.
Mm.
I was like, oh God, he said the word. He said the G word. Did I miss a membership chat?
Somebody was a member. Hold it, please.
Star Wars Dog.
Star Wars
Hello, my
Dog is
good.
back. I
Star Wars
wondered
Dog's
where
been
he was
here.
at. It's great to see you, brother. Great to see you.
Yeah.
And then
good to see you, buddy.
we've got Maria. Maria had a member chat. But I was wondering where Star Wars Dog was. I thought of you recently because the dogs are doing well. I said, where's he at? Where's he
Oh,
at?
Jack, come back.
Shit.
And then Maria is our Maria had
Maria's in here? I don't see
yeah,
it.
she had
I'm
she had
digging,
12 months
dude. I can't find it.
Yeah. She said, LOL X-Wing, when you said this deserves a video, I didn't think it would be right away. Smiley face.
Oh, well, so I was talking to Maria about essentially, so she's my Hollywood insider, really talking about how, kind of how this stuff operates. And to be honest with you, this freaking video comes out, essentially, or I'm sorry, the article comes out talking about Disney, really pruning the tree and what we have to look at. And Maria was one of the first ones hit me up and was like, this ain't good. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Maybe this is something we should talk about. So yeah, I had to make a video on it. So watch the video, please. And check the sponsor in the video. I'm going to be honest with you guys. You have to check the sponsor in the video because I'm telling you, if you've never seen it before, it is going to change your freaking life. The sponsor in that video is something that you will never, honestly, I mean, like, I'm just so lucky.
Is this the same video I watched earlier?
Yeah. The sponsor in that video is...
that sponsor was, amazing.
I mean, yeah, absolutely amazing. Fact that I was able to land that sponsor for that video is, I think I'm making it on YouTube. After landing that sponsor, I think I'm making it.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So thank you guys. I appreciate you all backing me up because I really needed that. I just got verified on Twitter, feeling like I'm really important now on the internet. You know what I mean?
He needs all the $8 super chats y'all can manage, right?
That's what I'm saying,
Give
man.
him any $8. Give him any $8.
You get that Twitter blue.
Yeah.
Need that Twitter blue.
So Gray Knight just put in the chat and said, so what should Disney Nice of Velveteen, that's wonderful. Yeah. He wasn't great to begin with, by the way, and now he's worse. But
you're toxic. You don't appreciate your input here.
Listen, I am an old, bold white male. I am as toxic as they come, right? But the Gray Knight said, so what did Disney do, right? What do we think? What do we think, X-Wing, is Disney's road to recovery? What do you think it is?
Man, what's the road to recovery? So here's the hard part, right? The way that Disney Star Wars stands today, if nothing changes with management or with leadership at Lucasfilm, it doesn't matter how good the content is that they put out. It really doesn't matter at all. If it's the best Star Wars that we've ever gotten, and I'm talking as essentially the talking head for the Star Wars fan base, not my own personal opinions, but if they put out the best Star Wars that we've ever seen, and it's under the head of KK,
but they are doing that now, by the way, Andor.
Shut your mouth. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Look, here's the deal: is it doesn't matter what they put out right now for the general Star Wars fan base, and I say general meaning, I mean, look, if you look on the internet, there are a lot of people who are pissed off. It doesn't matter what you do. There's not going to be an ideal shift until there is a shift in the management at Lucasfilm and somebody says, okay, look, we're taking this a different direction. And at that point, Star Wars fans might open up a little bit as to like, okay, we have different content from different creators that we're going to enjoy. And if tomorrow they release the most amazing prequel related Star Wars lightsaber fighting, awesome Jedi big space battle shit, people are going to be mad still, and they will detract or try to take away from the success of that because of what has come before at Lucasfilm. It's the bottom line. It's not going to fucking change until there is a change. I don't know how many times I have to beat my head against a wall and say that, and it's not necessarily my viewpoint, because like I said, there's only 3 things I want in this world: world peace, good golfing weather, and good Star Wars. That's my mantra.
Yeah, we got one of the 3 right now.
Those are the only 3 things I want. Bottom line is, until there is a change at Lucasfilm, people are not going to accept it, because it's like dating a girl who cheats on you, right? It doesn't matter what they do. I don't care if they make you a nice steak and give you a blowjob in the morning. People are not going to be happy because they're always going to think about that instance, right? They're going to think about the sequels, and it's not going to change. That's the bottom line. It's not going to change. And so there really does. I mean, if Lucasfilm was smart, and I'm sure they are, they're probably more intelligent than I am. If they did make a change in management and then created a new Star Wars project that, I felt, I'm not the heartbeat of the fan base. I'd love to be, though. It's coming to my channel. If they did make that change and they come out with something that was really good, right? Really good Jedi story. They do something that's like prequel era. They got good, Apprentice and Jedi, or they do. Look, there's a million stories you could tell that could be successful if they do that.
So just to make sure I'm clear.
I'm rambling, aren't I?
No, just to make sure I'm clear, right? A really good Star Wars story has to have Jedi. Right, it has to have Force use.
It depends on the fan.
Well, you were just saying, right? They need to have Jedi and course, I was just
Look, here's
listening.
the deal. You're projecting your insecurities about the Empire.
I
over
am
here,
not.
okay?
I'm just trying to clarify what you were just saying.
Well, just so again, you keep saying we have good Star Wars now. So why is it not landing?
Well, I think the point that you're making is valid, right? Not about it needs to have Jedi and the rest of it. Put in the parking lot, right? The reason why it's not landing for some of the fan base is because of
Everything
history.
that came before.
Yes, it's because the barrier, like I always talk about, right? The barrier to entry is you have to put that behind you.
Yeah.
Right. And for a lot of folks, and I get it, that's very hard to do. Right. It's like Lucy and Charlie Brown with the,
Okay.
with
I
the
gotta call
football.
I gotta fucking call this out. A particular part of the fandom, Maria, you know I love you. That is fucking bullshit.
Look,
You know that's bullshit.
it's just like
A particular part of the fandom.
how many times can the football be snatched away from you before you're like, I'm not kicking it again. Right. And so I think what
Did you just do a
Maria
Charlie Brown reference?
I am. I was what I was trying to do, right? Because I'm an old part, I know this, right? But I think what Maria is trying to say isn't so much a particular part of the fandom
No,
or
it's always there's always a callback. Okay, here, look. We're doing this, Risman. Okay. This is happening tonight.
what is
This
it?
is the bottom line. People who don't like Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars that we have right now, guess where you get characterized?
Where?
The Fandom Menace. You're the Fandom Menace. You're the bad guys. You're a piece of crap. You just don't like Star Wars because you like clicks. You like clicks on YouTube, and that's why you make videos. You can't possibly have an actual bad fucking opinion about Star Wars because you're a terrible human being. You didn't like Kenobi because you're freaking racist. You didn't think Reva was a good character because of the color of her skin. The kind of like that attitude just drives me up a freaking wall. Like there is nothing worse than being a good person, genuinely, and not being involved with social media and then being brought into social media and people start to say shit like that. I'm 30 years old. I've never encountered anything like that in my life because I've never been a part of social media, which is the best decision I've ever made in my entire life. Now I'm in it.
Listen, I'm older than social media, right? So
Me too.
how do you think I feel about interacting with some of this stuff, right? It's kind of like I don't. I'm like, this is so strange, right? Because in some cases, right, we magnify some of the strangest perspectives, right, on things, and then we say, well, if you don't feel this way, you know, we're not the same, right? Or you're not a fan, or you shouldn't be a part of this franchise. And I'm like, how strange is that, right? I don't know. I don't know.
We have to stop the stream. He's
Uh-oh,
gonna
what
be
happened?
mad if we don't stop the stream.
Stop
He's
it.
gonna be really upset if we don't stop the stream. Yeah, everybody, Drunk 3PO's here.
I saw him. I said
Everybody,
hello. I said
hey,
hello.
pay attention. Check it out. He had to actually spell check himself right now. They need a YouTube Red where you pay the $8 so you can edit your chat after you send it. They're not. I got a call from that guy a minute ago. I'm assuming he's home and safe now, so I'm glad to see that. Look, here's the bottom line. When it comes to what we have in Star Wars now, again, and I'm just gonna, there's no arguing the fact is that the people that we have at Lucasfilm right now are gonna piss people off because there is an accepted culture at Lucasfilm, at Disney, that there has to be a percentage of forced, what is the word? Because if you say forced diversity, that's not fair, right? Because I want to see anybody get a role, right? The problem that I have is like when it's like we hire because of the color of your skin. That's when I get upset. It's like, well, shouldn't you just hire the best person for the job? Like, no, we only hire on skin color. That sounds like a 1928 freaking factory. Like, I work really good at that press. Well, we need to get somebody of the right skin color in that job. That's like, dude, what? And so that kind of forced diversity, I feel like is a big regression, and I don't enjoy that. But maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm not being intelligent here.
No, I'm again. I'm totally with you, right? I'm just interested in looking for a great story with actors who can portray that, right? And whatever color they may or may not be, whatever their preference may or may not be, I couldn't care less, right? All deference to them, peace and love, wonderful, right? I'm just looking for a story and an experience that gives me a bit of an escape, right? And makes me feel like I'm not in my everyday life for an hour and a half, 2 hours, right? And that I'm not preached to, or that I don't feel like after I leave the experience that I have to like decompress
That was what
about
escapism was. That's
about
what Hollywood was.
about did I get that right? Am I the bad guy? Did I understand it? Did I not? Should I be okay with it? It's too much. It's too much work, right? I don't need that work, right? If I'm trying to escape and have a good time, I want it to be fun. I mean, that's just me.
This could turn badly quickly.
Nope.
Because we're talking about it.
You got a super chat.
But yeah, I know. I see it. We're going to get there. I'm going to make him wait, though, because the bottom line is sometimes I send super chats on his days. I'm not going to read that. Moses Ingram wasn't the problem. Shitty ass writing was. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Here's the bottom line. I mean, when I think about a Star Wars film, when I think about any pop culture film or even World War II, anything like that, I mean, to think that the color of somebody's skin could inflect or affect how you feel about the story, just it still boggles my mind to a degree. Because I've always operated under the idea that we're just humans. Like, hey, we're all stuck on this freaking marble. Like, we're all stuck here. Let's tell our own stories. Let's enjoy our own stories. And I think the most important thing has always been to me that we're all different. We're all very different. I mean, look, our growing up, all of our relationships have been different. The food that we eat is different. The music that we listen to is different. Everything that we enjoy of this life that makes us different is what's most beautiful. And to kind of what's the word I'm looking for? To boil it down to nothing but like a visual cue of somebody's skin color is what makes us different is so shitty. You know what I mean? Does that make sense at all? Like, just to boil it down to that is just shitty. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm not good at explaining it. DRUNK3PO for $9.99 says X-Wing is my fav Star Wars channel. Thoughts on Lando?
Oh no.
I don't want to see that show.
I do.
I don't.
Why not?
There is no part of me that wants to see a Lando show.
Why?
Did you watch Solo?
I did. And did Donald Glover not kill it?
Donald freaking ruined, in a good way, Lando. He was amazing. I thought Donald freaking murdered Lando. He did so good. What was the problem? Matt, tell me. What was the problem with Solo?
Well, you didn't like the way that he got his last name.
No,
Firstly.
okay, that was Solo. I'm talking about Lando. What was the problem with Lando?
I thought Donald Glover.
Troy Justice.
Yeah, but so you're
There's no yeah, but fuck you. That was horrible.
But there's no reason to believe that L3 is going to make an appearance in a Lando show.
There's
right?
no
So
reason.
I get the fact that you didn't like L3 in the Solo movie, but as far as Lando's show goes, there's no reason to believe that L3 will be there.
Do you want to think about that again? Are you sure?
I think the show is dead.
Jay, thank you.
Thank you.
That $10 fed me for the next month.
Oh no! Oh, no! Come on!
I appreciate it.
Another one.
I appreciate it.
Look,
here's the deal. When it comes to the Lando show, the bottom line is it comes down to exactly what I experienced with Boba Fett, exactly what I experienced with Kenobi. They can't be fucking trusted with legacy characters. They can't be. You're excited about a Lando show? Did you love Kenobi? Were you a big fan of Boba Fett? No. Just no. They can't fucking do it right. And I don't know how many times I have to say this. I keep saying, I want to see Darth Plagueis. Why don't you go to the Old Republic? Give us some characters that people really care about. Linda, they can't land those basic white mocha latte fucking character that Star Wars has to offer. They can't even figure that shit out.
You're gonna get your Plagueis, you're gonna get your Tenebris and the Acolytes. So just keep waiting.
No, I don't want it anymore.
Well, it's coming, so
I don't want it anymore. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. This asshole. It's because you usually have like 1,000 people watching me. I can't really get to it right away. You're the least famous, most famous person that I know. God, I try to insult him, but I can't. I love the guy. He's such a good dude. How do you insult a good dude? That's so hard. Nick from Echo Base Network for $9.99. That's a dude. Thank you, man. I'm only about 30 minutes into the new God of War Ragnarok. Everybody is talking about this game, and the story and acting is already better than what Lucasfilm and Marvel have been putting out. If you have the PS5, get this game. Nick, thank you so much for the 10. PS5 is trash. Xbox wins forever and always. I'm sorry.
I'm over these new games that require you to get the new consoles, right? It's just a money play. So I'm glad he's enjoying it, but I'm kind of like, meh. Angry Wing has shown up. He's always here.
Did you see this?
What? He's so bad.
Fucking really, guy? Really, guy?
Yeah.
You come into my house and disrespect me like that?
Yeah.
Bro.
It's all right. It's all right. We'll be good.
It's a Hollywood elite, man. You can talk to people like this.
You all have got that blue check mark now.
I know.
You've made it.
Do you know how much that cost me?
And, you know, they suspended it so no one else can get it.
No way.
Yeah, because they suspended it earlier today because they're like, they're still working out the impersonator problem. Right. So they did. They
You
suspended
know what? Something we've not talked about is, oh my God, poor Indiana Jones.
So this is interesting. This is very interesting because there was a bit that got out. They were like, "Oh, we sent out screeners, and you know the screeners it screened very badly." And so I saw for the first time ever in my life Frank Marshall. Frank Marshall tweeted. Frank Marshall tweeted to reinforce something that Mangold had said, which is, "We didn't send any screeners out." Right, there were no screeners sent. This is bullshit. And somebody woke Frank Marshall up, or whoever controls his Twitter. He's like, "I can confirm nothing has been sent out." I was like, Frank Marshall's tweets of all of a sudden for the first time, is he still alive? Seriously, I saw that earlier today. I laughed my ass off. I was like,
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, damage control big time when Frank Marshall has to say something.
I got no info on that.
Dude, I saw it because again, there was a trade, or someone said, they screened Indy 5, it was a disaster. And so then there was
I'm shocked.
Mangold said, "No, it's not true. We haven't sent any screeners out." And then people are like, "Well, Mangold's just damage control." And then Frank Marshall's like, "No, I can confirm this is true." I'm like, oh my God, really?
KK was like, "Frank, you gotta back me up on Twitter. No more cocaine unless you do."
No, this is so funny. This is why I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, again, somebody woke him up. He's in the corner drunk. I'm like, okay, just here's my account. Just tell him it's true. I was like, wow, Frank Marshall on Twitter.
At this point, I'm like, I'm so morbidly curious about Indy 5 and what's gonna happen. I'm hate watching it.
You know what? This is for me. The Crystal Skull was so bad.
Dude,
Like,
that was the worst
so fucking
It was the Rise of Skywalker of the Indy movies, right?
So I'm like, so they're just like, they've been very brave, right? They're like, well, this is bullshit. We can do this other one. It's going to be great, right? In comparison. But now when Frank Marshall's tweeting, it's true. We haven't sent out screeners. I'm like, dude, just say the movie is good, right? Don't say we haven't sent out screeners. Say you've seen the movie and it's good. I don't know what to make of all of this, right? But I was like, Frank Marshall has a Twitter? Really?
I mean, it's something that I have not followed at all, honestly. Like, Indy 5 just seems like such a hot dumpster fire that I haven't poured my heart into it. I love Indiana Jones. I mean, the guy, like, fucking Indy. And he's Han Solo. Growing up, for me, that was like, dude, this is the hottest man in the world. I want to be Indy. I want to be Han. And now it's 2022, and they're like, he's still the best. And I'm like, I don't think Harrison Ford wants fucking anything to do with this.
No, Harrison Ford loves Indiana Jones. If there's anyone that wanted anything to do with making Indy 5 great, it was Harrison Ford.
He just hates Star Wars.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's said that many times. But he loves Indiana Jones. Right, but when I see Frank Marshall, I'm like, is that KK? I was like, what is going on right now? Right, I don't know. And now they're doing, apparently, there's been the recent rumor that they're going to, they're trying to do a Indiana Jones series again on Disney Plus. And so who knows, right? Who knows what's going on with all that? But I'm still laughing about the whole tirade around the screeners.
It's your time again. Last time I left you, you got 10 more people watching the stream. So do it again.
Oh, no, you're leaving again?
1, 2, 3.
You have You have the small. He has the smallest bladder. Okay, who haven't I said hello to? Randall Perkins. Great to see you. Great to see you. And it's true. I don't know if he hates Star Wars, but he definitely loves Indiana Jones more than he loves his Han Solo characters. So great to have you here. Who else haven't I talked to? Philip Hawkins, yes. Who doesn't love a paycheck? I get you. Well, Bob Paycheck, we know, but let's not get back in there again. Jedi Hush, no. My own channel, no. I have no time for it. I'm very happy. I support several other channels that you all know. I'm very glad to see you all and have you all here, but not my own channel, no. Oh, Felicity is still here. Good to see you. Darth Maximus, great to have you. And yes, Indy 5 being better than the Crystal Skull, the bar is so very, very low. So as long as there's no aliens, well, there is time travel, apparently. It's a tough one. And by the way, if we have any veterans, we didn't say this at the beginning. Any veterans in the chat? Happy Veterans Day. Oh, well, yesterday it's just moved on the East Coast, but thank you for your service. Really appreciate you doing everything that you have done to keep the country safe. So happy Veterans Day. Really appreciate it. Bill Tackett, good to see you. See you on Twitter every now and again. Great to have you here. Star Wars Dog, keep coming back. Cobra Dizzy Jedi, what does he have to say? Yeah, I do have a lot of Legos I haven't built. It's true. I'm gonna build the Legos. I got the, well, it's a Kenobi set, but I want to build a castle. I've got the big castle. I haven't built it yet. We're gonna do it. KG, thank you. Good to see you as always. I'm gonna beat you on Santa's predictions. By the way, I'm working on it. Oh no, Felicity, did I scare people away? Oh, I didn't mean to. I think X-Wing, I might have. Felicity says people left.
You're killing it, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Nobody left. No, dude, you're pulling
Maybe she's just
better numbers than I do.
Busting my balls. That's okay.
All right, chat, do me a favor. Give me an idea.
Where are you going? Oh.
What?
I don't know.
Would you spend money to go to a Disney park today? If you had an opportunity to go to a Disney park tomorrow for $800 for 2 days, would you go? And then second question would be, if let's get the first question out. I'm interested to see $800 for a weekend at Disney, not going to the Galactic Star Cruiser, not anything. $800 to take you and your wife, or you and your girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. I wasn't even pissing. Jesus Christmas. $800. What do we got? No, hell no. Yes, no. I would not go. Rather go to Universal. I haven't been to Universal. I really need to go, but it's not looking good. Yeah, we know. I get it. If I had to, I'd do it. Universal for sure. No. Stop Feeding the Beast. No. Okay, so I mean, the outlook is not good.
Well, it was so interesting to me to see folks who are like, no, but Universal, right? Because Universal's been killing it.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Before you do that, here's my question. Would you spend $200 to hang out with me for the weekend? Would you spend $200? No, wait, no, we said 800. 800, right? I shouldn't sell myself short. $800. We said Disney for 800. We're gonna do X-Wing for 800. I've got a great travel trailer. I can take you fishing up in the mountains. I can show you all kinds of good spots. I mean, we're gonna.
No, I mean, he knows. Nipsey knows, right? It's very boring. I have met you in person. It's very, very boring.
You're such a fucking ass.
Wonderful. That was wonderful. Good to see you. Good to see you, Nipsey.
He lives. He lives. The man lives.
He's using his own name. That's amazing. You know.
Oh my God. All right. So Justin says no. Hell no. He's not gonna hang out with me for $800.
Okay.
No, not gonna happen. Drunk says I got drunk at Universal and called X-Wing. True story. He actually did. He did. We not hanging right now? No, and I certainly haven't been paid $800. No. Drunk 3PO sent me. Okay. We love you, but no. Got him. We need more drunk 3PO. Are you kidding? All right. The only reason people are on this channel is because of fucking Jay. Rage. Just absolute rage. You know how much I have to offer this world, and the only reason you're here is because that fucking guy.
$800 is clearly too much.
We did hang out for free.
The dog.
We did. We actually got drunk in Tennessee together. It was an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time that you're not going to get now because you didn't donate $800 on the stream. Shame. I have to go golfing with Nipsey tomorrow.
The snow is gone? The snow is all gone?
Anybody who doesn't know, this is the guy I have to go golfing with at freaking ass crack at dawn, freezing cold. It's snowed out in my town. It's cold. It's shitty. But I'm not done golfing. I just
by the way, he's so short. By the way, I thought he would be taller in person.
Nipsey? I know he looks huge on camera. He's really not.
Oh, it's because he put the camera very close to his face.
He's actually kind of the same as Drunk. Actually, when I met him, I was like, dude, this guy's gonna be huge. He's kind of small.
Yeah.
He's not as big as everybody thinks he is, but
no, his hair is very.
It was the hair was tall. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. He actually buys there's a Chinese company that sells backpacks that look like JanSports, and he buys those, and then when he has them on the video, it makes him look like he's really big, but it's the Chinese JanSport version of the backpack, and so it kind of makes him look like he's like really big and broad, but it's actually, he's actually not that big. Yeah.
So what else? What else is on the agenda? Get back on track. I'm getting you back on track. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Back on track.
No, honestly, I don't know if there's a whole lot more that I want. He's needy, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
I know.
I was like, oh, I made friends with this guy. He's super cool. It's like, it's so cool to see that like these people that are in the public eye are like so awesome. And then he's just like so needy. Here we go. All right. My friend. Okay, hold on. Let me share this really quick. Let's see how big the influence is from the, the big famous guy. Let's just, let's do this. Let's share the screen really quick. We're going to share a Chrome tab. We're going to go Twitter. Let's see how big the big guy is. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, all right, here we go. Yeah, my friend, can't even believe you said that word. X-Wing's Hangar is having a meltdown about Star Wars. Like, a meltdown about Star Wars. Live. Please go and laugh at him. 1 retweet and 7 likes.
I'm glad. I'm surprised there's at least 7. That's
1 retweet and 7 likes.
7 is good, right?
Yeah, 7 retweets, man. That's. I mean, look. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what I would do without you, Jay.
What was the meltdown? How did we melt down? Did we melt down?
I think I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look. I mean, hey. He's the big boss of the channel here. Me to Jeremy is I'm sorry, Jay to Jeremy is me to Drunk 3PO, right? he kind of expects at this point, like I'm on a live stream and Jay shows up and I gotta be like, everybody, oh my god, the boss is watching.
Wait, Maria said we were screaming at each other. Were we screaming at each other?
Yeah.
We have screamed at each other before. I don't think it was on this stream, have we?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I'm literally so tired of being in the public eye. I can't describe it to you.
When did you start being in the public eye?
Year and a half ago? About a year and a half ago, before I got on the internet. So just like a fun little quip about your boy here, X-Wing.
Which one? Oh, you. Okay.
Yeah, me. Yeah. I was the idea that I could like be in front of hundreds of people and talk. Well, I'm definitely not in front of hundreds of people.
43 people, but keep going.
But hey, look, here's the thing, when you get videos and you get, 4.5 thousand views, somebody, the idea that somebody could even watch me for 5 minutes is honestly an insane idea. I spent most of my time in my youth on a cattle ranch, actually training horses, picking up horse shit, stretching fences. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's not very fun. And digging a lot of holes with tarps and 2x4s. Now I'm on the internet yelling about Star Wars, and I don't really know.
Having a meltdown
about Star Wars. Yeah. It's I guess this is what I do now. There's got to be a point here, though, where I get to quit my day job. I fix boilers now.
Well, you're online. You're not in person.
Not in person anymore. No, I spent 12 years in the field actually fixing stuff. I'm done with that now. I'm old and I'm fat and I'm gross, and I feel like I've earned the ability to just bitch about shit on the internet.
It only gets worse, by the way.
Because we live in the greatest country in the world, and I can sit on the internet and bitch about a fantasy world. That's what this country affords us. The ability to do something like that and get paid for it.
Yeah. Well, at least you bitch about it. I don't know about getting paid for it.
No, I don't get paid for it, but at least I do bitch about it. You tell people how to. You shut your fucking whore mouth.
What is up with Nipsey? Jesus Christ, man.
He's all freaking pissy because where'd he go?
He's never on his own channel anymore, by the way. What the hell?
He broke his computer. He watched too much of that anime porn stuff.
Oh my God.
It broke his computer.
And look at the picture. Look at
married with 3 kids.
Here I am. I'm Nipsey.
Married with 3 kids and watching that kind of stuff on your computer. I don't feel like it's acceptable, but
Listen.
What are you gonna do? Linda,
honey. Linda. You can't do much. There was somebody who said they love when I call you Linda. I'm like, well, I'm so old. Right?
You see how this shit goes on my channel at this point? The stream for Jay ended over at Universal, and he goes, "Hey, I made your channel. You're nothing without me." And then ends the stream. I mean, it was really psychotic. It was kind of gross.
Was this today?
And then Ken Lipson comes. Yeah, this was today.
Oh,
it was today.
Okay. Yeah, well.
It was today. And then in my chat, Ken Lipson says, "Jay, have you thought about doing daily videos like Ryan?" This has only become a social hub for Jay.
Oh.
On my channel.
And
that is disgusting, and I won't stand for it. Ken,
well, you should, because you're a whore, so take anything you can get.
I'm a bit of a whore. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I made the thumbnail. I made the thumbnail for my I actually made the thumbnail for my my video today. And I thought about adding into the video like, "Hey, look, I understand that thumbnail was meant to grab you by your balls and drag you in to watch this video. Don't slut shame me for putting on my Sunday best, okay? Because people get so mad about, like grabby thumbnails. What the fuck else am I supposed to make?"
You know,
You want me to make a shitty thumbnail and be like, you're a good YouTuber because you make shitty thumbnails. Good for you for sticking by your morals.
Because I click on shitty videos, right? It's like you have to, put all your best on the thumbnail. And when I click on it, I was like, oh, it's another fucking abysmal X-Wing video. But at least I clicked on it.
What the fuck did you just say?
At least I clicked on it to figure it out, right? You have to make those thumbnails need to be killer, right? Because the content's shit.
Being a YouTuber and making content, honestly, I mean, you have to be a hooker.
Yeah, you have to be.
You have to be a hooker.
You have to prostrate yourself on the internet.
I mean, bottom line is when you make a video, and so like today, I'll talk about like the Disney video that I made today. You literally have to roll up your pant leg and just like stick your thigh out on the road, like, hey, you're on Route 66. There's 10 trillion people coming down the highway, and you got to stick your little leg out on the highway and say, hey, come click on me.
100%. And then you need to once you draw them in, you need to hook them for at least what, 6 or 7 minutes out of an 8-minute video before they realize it's a sham. You have to get them, and then they're like, oh, I'm back again.
Saying my videos are a sham right now?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just generalizing. I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just generalizing. It's generalizing. See, look, Ken's like, here I am. Join the channel, Ken. Did he join the channel yet?
Look, I thought Ken was gonna throw a 99-cent, but he threw a $5 super chat. Said, "Okay, you got me hooked." And I gotta be honest, from 99 to 5,
it's a lot thicker than I thought it was gonna be.
I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna put the join link. I'm gonna put the join link so he can be a channel member. Yeah, absolutely. Here it is. I put it there. For Ken, just for
look,
Ken.
I've been making I've been trying to make a little bit of moves. Me on YouTube now is a lot different than it was a year ago. And Risman, you were there. You were there a year ago when, even a year ago, Star Wars felt so much different than it does now. Like, even a year ago, there was still, I think, a lot of like kindled hope. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna finish. I should have started my YouTube channel when Mando 1 came out. But I wasn't convinced. I was not convinced. And I waited too long, and now I have this YouTube channel that fucking nobody wants to watch because I'm talking about Star Wars, and the apathy in Star Wars is at an all-time high. And I feel like I make gold tier content, but nobody fucking likes it.
Well, I mean, it's silver tier. I mean, it's it's in the middle.
I'll take
it's in the middle.
I'll fucking take silver,
it's
dude.
in the middle. I mean, that's okay.
It's not easy, man. I mean, you make these videos. It takes you 4 hours to make a video. You know what I mean? So I work all day.
4 hours, 7 minutes of content that nobody.
I wake up. I make my coffee. I work all day. The second I get off my computer, 15 feet over there, I come over here. I've got freaking news, and I start making my freaking video. And then I sit here from 5 until 8 o'clock. I get all the filming and the content and shit done, and then I'm done with it. And then I got to make a freaking thumbnail. I got to do all my own shit.
Yeah, and then no content. And then
I start a fucking live stream, and I'm sitting here from fucking 9 to fucking 11 o'clock at night. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I love the live streams because you never make a video. So I mean, this is the best. This is the best we got.
I don't know what the algo wants. I mean, it's a little bit like, honestly, YouTube is legitimately like God. You're like, what do you want from me? What do you want? I give everything I have to you. What do you want?
Well, apparently it's not enough. It's not enough.
Thank you for reminding me.
I'm here. I am here for you. I'm here for your channel.
I remember like very, very, very early on in my YouTube career. And there's still a video actually way back in the day.
You mean like last week, or you mean when you say
Shut your fucking mouth. There a long time ago, a long time ago. It was like a year and a half ago. I think I was watching Josh from Den of Nerds, and he was like, I hope nobody starts a YouTube channel. He was like, I hope nobody does this. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Like, please don't do it.
well,
and I made
problem number one, taking advice from Josh. But continue. Please continue.
I watched that video and I'm like, dude, no way. Everyone should start a YouTube channel. It's going to be amazing. Like, you're going to build this awesome community. Freaking do it. I've done it for a year and a half. I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's insane.
Do you really regret it?
No, I don't regret it, but I would definitely not suggest it. I would not.
No. So if I can editorialize, what you're saying is it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah,
it's not regrettable, but it is a lot of work.
It's like having a kid.
Investment in time.
It's a huge investment. And the bottom line is, I mean, like, you eventually, what you adopt is like a bunch of people who are like, hey, where are you? And you're like, living my own fucking life. And they're like, yeah, but what about mine? It's like, oh, fuck. You
adopt a family.
Yeah.
Right? A family
100%.
by extension.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm the kind of guy who doesn't want to let my family down. And so, you know, there are people who'd be like, oh, fuck them. Like, they give me money, whatever. For me, it's like, there's a constant stressor on the side of my brain that's like, I love my community. I want to make content. I want to engage with them.
You know who doesn't mind?
It's like having a kid.
Yes. You know who doesn't mind letting his community down? That's Nipsey, right? He's like, I dropped this like a bad.
Oh, Nipsey don't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like,
fuck
oh
you.
My God, I tried to do all this shit. And he's like, fuck them, right? He was gone, right?
Yeah, he had about a 4-week career on the internet.
Yeah. So at least you're doing better than that. Right? The bar is low.
You're a real dick, Matt.
It's a huge investment in time. And folks, I'm a folk, right? We invest in you and in the content. And I know Drunk's here, he's joshing on us. So the rest
of he's not here. He left.
Well, he's gone now, but that's fine.
Yeah, he passed out drunk.
He would say the same as the rest of us. And Coach and Nick and Meg and some of these other folks, right? Oh, he's mad now. He's mad. But everyone says the same thing. They're like, you adopt a huge family, virtual or otherwise, right? And you never know. These folks are relying on you and us to be here and present and so that we can all be together and get through these things. And
after all that diarrhea, I'm still there.
There's a lot of pressure on it.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on it.
Have we gotten done feeling sorry for ourselves?
I don't think it's I didn't mean to take us down this path for a pity party, right? All I'm saying is there's a bit of business behind this. Literally.
Look, the bottom line is, like, there is nothing that makes me more happy than jumping on a stream, talking about this stuff, and having all of these like amazing people. The chat is it's like heroin. I love having all of these fucking amazing people hop in and talk about this stuff with me.
Well, that's what makes it real, right? These are
all my buddies. I mean, they're all people. They've invested enough time to show up and hang out with me yelling at a camera for even 5 minutes just for these people to be here and like be a part of this. It makes me so happy.
There's been 40 consistent folks that have been here, and many of them I've seen all over the place. And I'm like, this makes me personally happy. Right? There's many things I could have done tonight. You're like, you want to go? I'm like, absolutely. It's like, I'm gonna be here. Let's go. Let's do our thing. Let's see the folks, right, that are here, because it means something for all of us.
I now have a mother in internet streams. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I mean, right?
I have to work tomorrow at 2:00. She's like, hey, babe, by the way, don't forget, don't get too drunk.
But you know what I mean? I don't know if you feel the same way, right? But I'm like, you're like, let's go. You want to go? I'm like, absolutely.
Yeah, I
right?
gave you about a 15-minute break.
There's nothing that I would rather do than hang out here with these folks, with you, and just bullshit about nothing, everything, anything, right? Because I'm like, why not? Right? It means something to me. It means something to them. We're having a good time. Absolutely. Why not? Why not do it?
So the only thing I'd say to, we got 40 beautiful people in this chat. If you're here, I love you. Thank you so much for being here.
Dat Boy Steve. Good to see you. He's been here so many times.
Where's he at?
Dat Boy Steve.
Where's Dat Boy?
He's here. I just saw him.
I don't see the chat.
He said, if no one will say it, I will. I love you, ex-bro.
Yeah, dude, Dat Boy is a homie. He's been here for a hot minute.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say as as the guy who runs the channel, I appreciate you guys being here. Honestly, I can't tell you how much it means to me, because I've been through a couple up and downs with this community. I've had a couple of people who said they were very good dudes who wanted to hang out and be friends, and God damn it, Matt, how do I approach that part of it?
Bring it up. Don't bring it down. Bring it up.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've had an up and down relationship with YouTube. I've tried to do the best that I can to bring content that you guys enjoy in your daily lives. It's kind of tough being a YouTuber because you do a lot, you don't really get a lot back, but it kind of the joy of making people happy is what kind of makes me happy. I like seeing other people happy, and I like seeing smiles on people. And I also, I guess I'm kind of an asshole for this, but I kind of like seeing people argue about stuff. I like seeing good conversations. I like seeing good arguments. Honestly, my mom's a New Yorker, so I love seeing people argue about stuff.
We like folks that argue about the content, right?
Yeah,
not argue about being people, right? But argue about the content.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the big thing. And especially coming from a family that is, I guess you would call it diverse.
Wouldn't know. Never met your family.
Coming from a family who I guess you would call diverse in their comeuppance, I want to see everybody give everyone a fair shake, and just love the people around you. Have fun. Enjoy the time that you have around the other humans. I feel like I'm losing my track here.
No,
I don't know.
Bring it home. You're almost there.
Almost there.
Close it down.
Just be fucking nice to people. It's not that hard. Just be fucking nice to people. Don't turn around and be like, oh my God, it's a black guy. I'm a friend of the black guy. Like, shut the fuck up. Just be fucking nice to people.
Oh, Star Wars Dog got something to say before we close it down.
Star Wars dog for 2. I love having y'all shows in my ear while I work. I'm not good at this, dude.
You're better at it than you think you are, but I get it, right? And listen, that's why I say this stream for me is nothing but love, right? Everything we've been talking about, the chat, all the rest of it, whether we agree or not, nothing but love, right? The 40 people that have been here, whatever. Who the fuck cares, right? Nothing but love.
He hasn't earned mod yet.
Yeah, there's very few mods on this channel, by the way. Very few mods. Nothing but love.
Make me a mod. Go longer.
Go longer. We can keep going. Keep going.
I'm gonna rant.
Uh-oh. What are you gonna rant about, though? Maybe we should close it down if you're gonna rant.
No, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. All right, here you go. Ready?
Why you put it on me? I'm not gonna rant. I don't rant well. Okay, back to the chat. Star Wars dog. Okay. Questions. Give me a question. What's up, the Great Pilgrim? Rants or lie? Good. What did Dat Boy Steve say? X, you're fucking awesome. Good for you. Oh, he's still there. He's still there. Come on, give me a question. Give me a question. Good to see you, KG. I'm still going to beat you in the predictions, by the way. Come on, who's got a question? I don't rant well. What am I going to rant about? Not a good ranter. Fair. How much we love Andor. Well, I do love Andor, but everyone's going to leave if I tell them how much I love it. Come on, keep going on. Oh, he was almost back. You're being an asshole. Come back on your own stream, douche. Come on, come back, idiot. No, Raylos are weird.
All right, I'm back for one. Because this is important to me.
Wait, I got to answer a Philip Hawkins question. Would you like to see a Thrawn? No, Raylos, no. Would you like to see a
No,
Thrawn
we're not talking about that.
trilogy?
No, we're gonna get one, then we'll get to the other one.
No, I don't ship Raylos. But Thrawn trilogy, it's a tough one, right? Because who's Thrawn? Which Thrawn? How do they do that well, right? Is it the Rebels Thrawn? Is it the books Thrawn? Is it the, Thrawn for me is a very touchy subject, right? Because I'm really afraid that people are going to feel like they fuck it up, right? So yes, I would love to see the
Lies.
EU Thrawn, right? But the Thrawn we're going to get is the Rebels Thrawn. How are folks going to feel about that? I hope that we're going to get that at the very end of the Ahsoka series. And Felicity said that I ship Deidre and Cyril, meaning Deidre and Cyril from Andor, and I would agree with that.
Oh, yeah, agreed as well. All right, I'm gonna end this.
Oh, we're done. We're done now.
Yep. Let's get a round of applause in the chat for Rissman. Let me get a 1 in the chat, everybody. A 1 in the chat for Moff Rissman, the best late night host that you've ever seen in your effing life. Let me get a 1 in the chat for Rissman. Look at all these ones. Look at all I love. Oh my! Oh, look at all the -1. Fuck this guy. -1, but a bunch of ones. So many ones. I get to give you my drunk giveaway. It is a late night, so I get to give you my drunk giveaway. Late nights are not complete without their drunk giveaway. I don't have a figure to give you, but I'm going to give away something better. A little bit of advice, a little bit of love to all my people watching this chat. We got 40 people in here. I'm going to tell you something. Look, the election has been hard on everybody. Why? Because we have so much argument in between human beings. I would ask you something. You've been sitting here watching me for an hour, listening to the things I have to say about Disney and Star Wars and stuff like that. And if you believe anything that I say, believe one more thing. Humans are not as polarized as you think they are. We actually all really like each other. We're not terrible. So take a minute. Look to the person that you think that you might not like because of their opinions. Shake a hand, break some bread, eat some good food, have a conversation. Love the human next to you because it's actually not as bad as you think it might be. We're all good people, man. A lot of times we kind of vilify each other over political aspects and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, man, we're not that bad. And I think a lot of us could be a lot nicer to each other if we just sat down and had a fucking conversation for like a minute. So sit down, have a conversation for like a minute. Have a good night. Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. We got to bring in the guy to say good night.
Much love, all. Good to see you all here. Hope to see you the next time. Come back. Bring your friends. We'd love to have you here.
Yeah, we have appreciated all the love you've done tonight. Have a good night, and we will see you on the next one. Good night.